Watch how you can track people moving through a crowd, or athletes sprinting down the track. And you can also learn to track planes soaring through the sky by the end of this tutorial.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to implement you one of the best tracking algorithm in multi-tracking, StrongSORT. Let's start by taking a quick look at its official GitHub repo. You can find it at this, where you will see active development and ton of updates and everything you need to get started with this tracker. There are even package and demo versions available if you want to try it with different detection models or in your own project. So, what is StrongSORT? In simple terms, StrongSORT is a upgraded version of the classic DeepSORT tracker. It does this by upgrading its to detect objects, how it tells them apart, and how it connects the dots they move through each frame. On top of that, it adds two clever modules, AFLink and GSI, that help it handle tricky situations like missed detection or identity switches. Uh, Now, let's dive into a quick review of StrongSword research paper. Uh, Called StrongSORT Make DeepSORT Great Again. So, what exactly is StrongSORT? Imagine you are watching a security footage and you want the computer to keep track of every person, even as they move around, disappear behind objects, or come back into view. StrongSORT is a new algorithm that does exactly that, but way better than before. It takes classic DeepSORT trackers and with smart detection, better recognition, and more reliable tracking. Plus, it has two new modules called AFLink and GSI to handle those tricky movements when tracking usually fails. We will learn about these two later in video. So, in this research paper, the previous algorithm has two major flaws. Like the author saw that that older trackers like DeepSORT struggle with two big issues. Like sometimes the object would get split into multiple tracks if it disappeared and came back. That's called missing association. Like, for example, picture someone walking behind a pillar. The tracker loses them, and when they reappear, starts a brand new track. Now you have got two tracks for the same person, which is not a good tracking. Other times, the tracker would just miss an object for a few frames and breaking the tracking chain. That's missing detection. This breaks the flow and make it tough to follow the same person smoothly. And the third problem, older tracker use outdated detector and simple models in crowded scene. They got confused fast. So StrongSword uses a novel approach to fix this issue. First, it uses a modern object detector called YOLOv7. This thing is sharp and rarely misses a person. Next, it swaps out the feature extractor from OSNet, which is better at telling people apart even if they look similar for for predictive movements. StrongSort uses an improved motion model that handles sudden moves and collision much better. And instead of just tracks in a basic way, it uses smarter strategies to keep identifying straight identities straight. But the real game changer are two new modules called AF and GSI. AF link connects sort tracklets. Tracklets is basically a sort tracks between 5 or 6 frames generally into full tracks without even needing to know what the person look like. It just uses motion and position, so it's fast and reliable. And other one is GSI. GSI steps in when tracker misses someone for a few frames. It uses maths called Gaussian process regression for the for to fill in the gaps and keep track smooth. it StrongSORT has limitation, like it does require more computing power than the simplest trackers. So if you need to run it on a tiny device, you might hit a wall. Also, like most tracker, it still depends on how good the object detector is. If the detector fails, tracking will too. In really crowded scenes or when people are hidden a lot, even strong sort get confused. And while those new modules are designed to work anywhere, sometimes you will need to tune them for different situation. But the benefit of strong sort is far greater. Like it handled missing detection and identity switches way better than before. It sets a new standard for comparing tracking algorithm, which helps everyone in the field. And the new modules are plug and play. Just drop them into other tracker, no retraining needed. And most importantly, it keeps track of multiple objects even in tough scenarios. So StrongSort is a big leap forward for tracking people and objects in video. It fixes old problems, add clever new tools, and sets a new bar for the field. If you are working in video analytics, security, or anything that needs to follow object over time, you should definitely check it out. To implement StrongSORT easily, you just need to come to its original repository. There is a repository address given below where you can implement StrongSORT with YOLO with very few steps. You just have to click this, which will open this repository. As you can see, this repository show how you can implement StrongSORT with YOLOv7 with OSNet very easily. These steps you have to follow so you can implement StrongSORT on your own. Let's follow these steps. First, we have to clone this. Before cloning, you have to make a repository for it. I will make a repository called StrongSORT. Then I also created a Conda environment where you can install all the requirement. It is very handy in handling mini environment. So I have already created an environment for StrongSORT. I have just to activate it. Now I will go to that directory I have created. As you can see, now I am in the directory. As you can see, it's empty right now. Let's clone the Git repo. So our first step is clear. So our next step will be to install the requirements library. So let's check. As you can see, this is the Git repo we have cloned into our local system. Let's go to this repo. Now let's see what are the files in our repo. These are the files which are in our repo. Let's install the requirements. I'm going to use pip for it. This is the command you have to use to install the requirements. As you can see, all the requirements have been downloaded. Now our next step will be to uh, which command line is to use to inference strong sort on our video. As you can see in the repo, there are various ways you can inference using strong sort in various ways. Like you can directly track on a webcam, image, video, directory, globe, YouTube video, and etc. Or and also you can change your models you want to use, like YOLO7 or a YOLO7X or any other YOLO model. You can also add strong sort with OSNet, which is very great for the object tracking when you require very high level of accuracy, as these are the feature extraction which help identify frames by frames which object are same. So you can check this out. There is also a method you can only track specific classes, like using this you can track only cats and dogs using Coco dataset, as in Coco dataset 16 and 17 numbers are for cats and dog. So please check it out. I am going to implement the best scenario for to implement strong sort. Like I am using the best command you can use to implement strong sort on your own. Let's check it out. To perform a strong sort on a sample video, I have selected some sample video. This is the sample video which is uses in every multiple object tracking as a standard. As you can see, this is a video containing lots of people going in various directions. I have chosen some other videos like this video of athletes running on a track. I have chosen some videos like of a plane. This is a sample video of a plane. As you can see, there are the total of 5 planes. Let's see how you can implement strong sort on these videos. To implement strong sort, we first have to see which file I'm going to use. The file I'm going to use is called track. As you can see, this is the file I am going to use. So first you have to write python track.py, then provide the source you are going to use. The source is uh, as the video I am going to use. The video is in date uh, data dot mp4. Then you have to provide the YOLO weights you are going to use. I'm using YOLO7. YOLO7, YOLOv7 dot pt. Then the sort uh, strong sort weight, like I'm using a feature extraction called OSNet, which you can provide using this. You can you provide using this OSNet. This will help in our strong sort tracking, make our uh, tracking accuracy much more smoother. So I'm going to save that video. To save video, I'm going to use this. Then for classes, I have to choose the people class. The people class in YOLO is as Coco dataset is 0. Now we have written the command line. Let's run this command line. As you can see, it's running the code. As you can see, various peoples are getting tracked use in this video. So as you can see, our tracking is done and the result has been saved in runs tracks XP. As you can see, a new folder has been created called runs, and this is the video. Let's see what our result. Similarly, you can inference using StrongSORT on various other videos just by changing the source video and the classes you need to track. Let's see other inferencing result. With this, our tutorial on StrongSORT tracking is over. In this tutorial, you have learned how you can implement StrongSORT on your own on local device. To learn more, you can check our blog on StrongSORT. In this blog, we have tell you about how you can implement StrongSORT with much more accuracy and efficiency. Please check it out.